Hello, welcome to the Land of Kakiak. My name is Laurel. Today I'm going to show you my fourth copybook. So this is what my 5-year-old, my kindergartner, is currently working in. He's gone through the preschool, was like the first one, and he's already gone through the second and the third so far in kindergarten. Just remember, we are year-round homeschoolers, so our school year, like when I kind of count it, is flipping over. Is it like sometime in the summer? So we've been doing this, his kindergarten since July, and it's now October. It's taking about a month per copybook so far, and he's just been clicking along really well. So far all the things are lining up how I want them to, and I was going to show you what's inside. I do need to write down some curriculum though. Okay, so first thing in this copybook, I need to write down, okay, the curriculum. So reading, we're still in the McGuffey primer, where he's reading the revised edition. So that is my main, I'm going to put down for curriculum for that. And then for math, he is still in Number Stories Book 2, and we are loving it. Book 2, we did, we started Book 1. We did some of that in preschool, but we mostly did like my own number sense stuff. But then we really picked that up in kindergarten over the summer, and he just went through like the whole book pretty quickly. For writing, he is using Copywork, because he's doing his copywork inside of this right now. So we already did the Berenstain Bears Big Book of Science this year to cover our science requirement. I kind of got a few science things I'll go back and forth with. So right now he is in his social studies. We are finishing up America the Beautiful, and then we will be starting Where in the World, Famous Buildings and Landmarks. Okay, and there's room in case I want to add anything else in these boxes. Okay, that's filled out. This is just kind of some blank pages if we needed to write anything in there. Okay, I thought I would just show you what the pages looked like and how we are using them. So we are continuing on with the Alpha Phonics progression practice in here. And so, I've got my little reading routine. I'm still using my McGuffey's Language Arts Plan, and I have like a little weekly kind of rotation, give myself an idea of what to do for like games or warm-ups with our reading plan. So the one that we are doing right now, which he is enjoying, well, he enjoys both the games all the games we play, but it's the same ones pretty much as last time. What's new, so we still play memory with his flashcards. So I did make word flashcards for the primer, so they have all the isolated words, and I do that. I print them all out twice so that I can play memory with him with these. And I have these. It's so nice too because you can like use these for like a big game for review. We play Go Fish with these, and we just are looking for pairs, and we play memory with these, and we also play with our spinner. You don't even necessarily have to have a spinner. You can just do this, where you get a single set and where you just have them do this, right? Point to, if you can read lad, then he gets to keep the card, right? Whoever has the most cards at the end wins. You get the idea. But it's the same. I'm still doing the same thing, but using our primer cards for that. So memory, Go Fish, spin and read. We also are using I'm just adding to the Alpha Phonics progression as we go. I think on this day, we just did like chorus reading where I read it to him. I said j, he said j, nj, nts, bull, just to like practice that he could like actually form the sounds and practice the pronunciation. If I played memory with the lesson 6 words, that day I just make a note of it. This day, I think we just did right pile, wrong pile with the sounds. This day I know we were just using, this week so far, I've just been using this is the new sounds. And we did draw and find, and then whoever had the most in a row, won, which we actually tied, but you just go flip it over, and then they sounded out b, ol, bull, right? And then I always give him a word like blue, right? A word that he knows. And like you can see, have him practicing blue, bull, blue, right? Blow, blot. Have him practice a couple, and then I'd say find, BL, and he'd find BL, and he colored it in. I do sometimes make marks on here, like, so you can see for NCE, I'm teaching him that a slash through, that means it's a silent E, and C here is making the second sound of C. If it has a number, I'm trying to train him that, like, he knows that C has two sounds, and I try to teach him to, when he says it, say k with like a 1 and s for the second sound. What's the second sound? He can go k, s, and he says, right? So it says nts, and I give him a word like once, or something like that. Fly, nj, right? I think I gave him the word like orange. When there's that E after a G, that's what makes the G say its second sound, j, or like orange. NCSE, just the E is silent. Nts. I was like the word tense. So you get the idea. DGE was fun because you're like, the D is silent, the E is silent. You just hear the G saying its second sound, j. So I feel like this is like the trickiest one. Like kids would be like, d, g, eh. You're like, actually that says j. So I think it's confusing. I try to let them know, like, there's a reason that it says j. Anyway, so yeah, whenever anything's a digraph, I underline it to show that it's two things together to make one new sound. That one. Anyways, so he loves that game. This upcoming week, then I'm just gonna like mix it into all of the cards to do, because when we drill and we do a right pile, wrong pile, I'll tease out what he doesn't know or what he, doesn't quickly decode to know what to play with some of those games. Just adding to my pile, putting that back in my little card box I got. And P.S., I love these card boxes I got. I bought two, one for Will and one for Bo. So I've also got, these are my like Phonics cards from RC in here. I haven't used them in a while, but I'm keeping them in there. I paid good money for those. Yeah, so that's what we're doing for the Alpha Phonics. And then, so we're basically going back and forth each day. We're doing something that targets the Alpha Phonics, and the next day we'll do something that targets these words, right? These pulled out isolated words for each lesson. And one of the fun ways that we've been doing that lately is with these, I made puzzles. Some are bigger and some are smaller. Here's number 6. Right, so some of them aren't very, it just depends on how many words were pulled out in the lesson. But so if you read rab, right, you can flip it over. Dog, fat, gnats, right? Then they put the puzzle together and you get the idea. It's pretty satisfying. Ta-da! He thinks those are fun. And that's something that I can have him kind of do on his own if I'm ever, kind of behind or busy or something. When they get towards the back and there's more words, right, they're gonna get all types. They get longer. Sometimes there's like 10 words, in a puzzle from a lesson. So then it gets a little bit harder. They read the words and then it takes them a little bit longer to rearrange them. So yeah, he's loving this. So we're using that with this too. Although this doesn't specifically come with this, but I designed this to use with whatever curriculum you were using. Okay, so then we do our game, whatever that is that morning. Then he reads the lesson. I may ask a little comprehension question. We're pointing out already periods means someone is telling you something, and a question mark, someone is asking a question. So he knows period and question marks. You can see he's been practicing them. And then right after we read, and we're still taking little tiny breaks between these little activities. Like there might be, 5 or 10 minutes between each one of these 3 portions of the reading and writing activities. So then I'll pick something let's see how it looks like when we do like this was like the first day he did lesson 7, so I just did the words, right? He was supposed to trace them here and he was supposed to write them 2 times here, and I've just been giving him the little, I use my highlighter and I put it right on the line. I noticed if I put it like too much on top of the line and he was writing above that, and so it was like not on the line. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I got to move down my highlighting lines onto the line itself. Yeah, so then he was supposed to, well, he didn't do those ones, but he's supposed to trace and then write. And then he's supposed to be sounding it out like og as he writes it, right? And then we do like a sentence now. So see the frog on a log. So he's supposed to trace my highlighter and then he's supposed to write it himself. And then he usually does some kind of picture before I can get back to check it. Okay, so that's all we're really doing for reading right now. It's just nice, just basically the same routine. The only thing that changes is, well, the lesson changes and then whatever morning game we're playing changes. But I just rotate through like 4 or 5 activities every week and just repeat. Rinse and repeat, right? Okay, so there's the kind of like literature, or well, literature. This is kind of the language arts section here. Okay, I turn the page to the math section. So we are continuing on with number stories, like I said. And what's different about this book, so the last copybook focused on really getting them to learn how to use their abacus. So now he knows how to add and subtract on his abacus. He's a little whiz on it now. So we bumped up, we're trying to get his number literacy up to 120. So this was like the first day, so we're reviewing, 1 to 100, and then we went over what was new. So I kind of did a dot, because he was so cute. He kept calling these like 11D. So I had like a little hobbit. He was like 11D1, 11D2. I did, like kind of like I had to do, when I first started doing the double digits, I'd say, to teach them to make sure they start farthest to the left, say 42, 43. Same here. So we'd go 101. And then I just wrote down, we were talking it through, and I wrote it as we talked. So that's 100 plus 1, 102. That's 100 plus 2. So I just went through all that so he would understand that it's 100 plus a few more. And he knows what 100 is. His abacus has 100 beads on it. I could get down, I have a second abacus that's a little smaller. I could get it down and do like all the beads to one side. It's like 100, and then I could do like, 2 on the next one. Over here, so this page is kind of just like graph, like large graph, to make it, help the kids line their stuff up and tell them to write inside the numbers and stuff. So then I just started, I did page 61 this day, and we just do, what was 61? Oh, we were right in the middle of a number story. So we just worked some of the problems out on paper together, and he like drew the lollipops and he wanted to color them and stuff. And then I love these, and I'll link everything I'm showing you today in case you want to look at it. But I ordered some of these, and I really like these stickers that are the coins. This has been really convenient. I was like, I wish I would have had these at the last book, because we went over a ton of money stuff. But I have them now. And so, we are trying to review. So 4 lollipops equaled 4 cents. The boy paid with a nickel, which is equal to 5 cents. So 5 cents minus 4 cents equals 1 cent and change, right? So 1 cent equals 1 cent. He drew more lollipops. And then I just wanted to do a coin review with them. So I just put down, this is quarter, dime, nickel, penny, and then how much they're worth. And he likes to use the ruler. So I let him, he drew circles, and then he connected them with the ruler. And he still struggles with remembering the names of these. Like, he'll call everything a penny. Like, he'll knows the names, but he's not quite sure what name goes with what coin. So we're still reviewing this. It's good for us to keep periodically like bringing that back up to him. And because they do use it in the number stories quite a bit. Also, something that you can do with this to practice your numbers is I'm using the flashcards that come with these came with the second copybook, like all the math facts plus and minus from like 0 to 10. I think it was 0 to 10, or was it 0 to 12? I can't remember. Anyways, it's a bunch of them. Print them out on cardstock. They look like this, and I'm just mixing the plus and minuses together now. And now he's so good at adding and subtracting, both on number lines and on his abacus, that I'm just going to go through each pack of these, like one new one a week. And so we did 4s this week, and then at the end, I'll just mix them all together, you know. But if you want to practice this, so you can use, you know, these charts as a number line in itself, right? If you're, you know, if you were like, oh, 4 plus 5, you could have them go 4, and then plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 9, right? But another way we've been playing it is, so we just each get a different colored pencil. So Mom was teal, Bo was blue. We turn them over like this, and then, you know, 0 plus 4. If he doesn't know it off the top of his head, which of course he would know that one, he uses the abacus to solve it. But 0 plus 4 is 4, so you'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then I was putting hearts all around mine that I landed on. He was tracing the numbers. And then, you know, he would go 8 minus 4 is, you know, he'd figure it out. If he didn't know, it was 4. And then, let's say that was mine again, 4. Then I'd move up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 to 12. And we also practice saying the names. You know, what number is that? Oh, especially when it gets up to, you know, the double and triple digits. I ask him the math name. I'm like, okay, so like, what's that? 69. Good. That's the regular name. What's the math name? And he knows it's 6 10s and 9, right? So 6 10s and 9. We get up to 100, and 6, right? That's 1 100 and 6. Like that's how you'd say the math name. So it's 1 100 and 6. Anyways, and then, you know, this isn't enough to get all the way to the end. So whenever we run out of cards, when we flipped them all over, I just shuffle them, you know, and flip them back over, and we just keep going, and until whoever gets to the end first wins. And he really loves that game. He loves these little games so much, like playing the memory with the words from the McGuffey lessons, and like these types of games. He loves these so much. He, like, yesterday was, you know, Saturday, and he got them out. He just randomly came in here, got his little box, got out his lesson word cards, set up a memory game, and he was like, Mom, play with me. And he tried to get it. I think he did play last night, this game, because this one is always sitting out on his like book stand. But yeah, he played this one with my husband. So he does actually really enjoy playing those little games, and they're all similar. So it's like they know the rules. Oh, for the read me a story. Oh yeah, I forgot to put that in there. Read me a story. I always what do I call this? This could be literature, I guess, for kindergarten, but I always think of it as listening comprehension. So I could say lit/listening comprehension. So I am finishing up the My Book House, book 3, and we're already all the way to here. So we only have this much left. So this will be through it in the next couple of weeks, but probably like 2 weeks I'll be done with it. And we just whatever is next, we just read it the next day. Even if it's a really short poem, I'm like, okay, that's what it is today. Or if this is like a short story. And then, you know, we talk about it. I always ask him, okay, what happened in the story? Like, this one's kind of longer. Yeah, it's definitely like the longest one I've seen. So that's good, because it's like the longer they get, the more challenging it is for them to remember the whole thing back to the beginning, you know, to keep I like that it's increasing in length to keep their attention span growing, you know. So yeah, we've just been reading one a day. I ask him, you know, what happened in the story. You know, of course, we stop along the way and we talk about words that he may not know what they mean. Like if it's a word like father answered very solemnly, I'd say, do you know what solemnly means? Of course, he's going to say like, no. I'll say it means like serious. I might like make a serious face so he like understands. So we're working on comprehension and kind of like early, like kind of vocab-ish stuff that you just naturally do with your kids, I think, when you're reading to them anyways. You know, we read the mock turtle song this day. So after we have that discussion, then he draws something, you know, beginning, middle, end, or first, then at the end. So he's practicing sequencing events. His characters, his little stick figures are cracking me up. Oh, he's starting to turn into a little doodler. He's been drawing these funny little characters lately. Look at, there's like little ones crawling on top of big ones. I don't know what this is. I don't know where he gets this stuff. Okay, so once I finish my Bookhouse book 3, I'm going to read him the Winnie the Pooh. So I have a copy of the Winnie the Poohs. We can read about the author. I think this is the illustrator. I do love the Winnie the Pooh illustrations. I love the coloring. And then we'll just do 1 chapter a day when we get to this. And he loves Winnie the Pooh, so I'm hopeful that this will keep his attention. Winnie the Pooh. Okay, last but not least is his social studies. So we're still, like I said, right now we're still doing America the Beautiful, and I'm just like opening up whatever page we're on. I think we are to, I think this is where we left off. But like this day, we looked up cranberries, like how does it grow? There was a good video on YouTube. And right now my go-to for the social studies, activity, what I want to do in here is to either just draw directly on here, or I bought like a box of watercolor paper, and then I just used my cutting board thing, my craft cutting board, to cut each piece up. And then I will just look up like a video, like how does it grow, or if I have a book that has, if it's something more nature related, I have like a book with like real pictures or something that I know I have on hand, I'll read that to him and let him, paint something on here. Like we'll go to the kitchen to do it. And I've got 2 things. So I've got my paint palette, and I'll look at this. Oh my God, there's a Cheerio in there. Oh my gosh. I think they were having a little Cheerio snack while they were painting. And William, my 2nd grader, I let him do this too. He has his own they both all have their own little paint set, and I just set them up in the kitchen and in the afternoon. And it's a good brain break for William, because he has more, more serious schoolwork. But it's a perfect time to do it in the afternoon. And I bring my laptop in the kitchen usually, and they can watch a video in there, or I'll bring my book in there and set it up on a book holder and let them paint whatever they feel inspired to paint based off of what they're learning about. And I did try to teach them this time you can sketch what you want to, you can sketch out your drawing and then come back and paint it. So I just keep a pile of these on hand. This is all just like in a little pile. And then the other thing I have is these watercolor pencils. And so you let them just go ahead, and they can either like dip it in water, and play around with how to use it on the paper, or they kind of draw in this, and then I'll give them either a paintbrush or like a Q-tip, and they dip that in water, and then they go back over it, and they like to see how that has like different, those 2 things, those 2 techniques look different, So it keeps it like, it's basically the same thing. It's just this little pile, right? And I just grab it, go to the kitchen, and while they do that, I'm usually, getting stuff out for dinner, making sure things are thawing, or that I can or I'm changing out the dishwasher or something while they're working. And it also, sometimes they're in there a really long time because they're really into it, like really into their painting, whatever they're doing. And sometimes I give them a couple extra pieces of, paper, and just, so then whatever their favorite one is, at the end, that's when you pick to tape into their book. But that allows me also some time to come in and work with my oldest son, because we have some subjects like his writing and things that he needs feedback from me on. And, since we're doing Right Start Math, I need to be involved in that. So it is nice to have something that's really completely pretty much independent for them to work on, and give me some time to get some stuff done or work with my oldest. Okay, so that's basically just it. I'll show you the pages when they're just blank. Reading and writing, math and numbers, listening, comprehension, and literature, and then either science or social studies, whatever we want to do on here. Okay, so he's got about a month of that, and then he'll be moving on if you have any questions about my fourth copybook, leave them in the comment section. If you're doing something similar, then give me some ideas because I'm always looking for fresh ideas. And I will also link to my previous copybook video so you can see how the progression is going. This game is called Draw, Find, Most in a Row. Okay? Yeah. So I drew a card and then I sounded it out. Skr. And then I found it. Skr. Okay, whoever has the most in a row at the end wins. Sound it out. No, there's no k, just sn. Say it slow, like this. Sn. Now fast. No, sn. No, not, there's no I.
It does.
Keep saying it until I point to the next one. Ready? Sn. Now fast.
Sin.
Sn.
Sin.
No, there's no I. Say sn. Sn. Good, it's nasally. Like the word snow.
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 Say sn.
Sin.
Very good. Okay, can you find it on the page? Sn. S-N. Ding, ding, ding. Found it.